We live in an era where knowledge is a superpower. With AI, we can transform information into intelligence and intelligence into action. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn the overwhelming amount of information that's out there into a strategic advantage for your business. We're diving into a demonstration that will transform how you approach information, strategy, and decision making in the age of AI. There's a wealth of insights out there from some of the world's most influential thinkers. We've got perspectives from Sam Altman, ideas from Elon Musk, and cutting edge approaches from Andreessen Horowitz on emerging tech, and that's just scratching the surface. It's a lot to digest, and that's the point. Having information is just the beginning. The real power comes from having the right information and putting it all together in the proper order with effective strategies and plans. That's the key to harnessing its full potential, and this is where Future Edge comes in. Our strategies, mindsets, and frameworks will help you turn these seemingly diverse pieces into a unified action plan, driving real results for your business. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you exactly how to leverage AI tools like ChatGPT to extract high-level insights from each source and then bring them together in a strategic way. We'll walk through the process of synthesizing this information, connecting the dots, and creating an actionable game plan. By the end, you'll understand how to use this approach to gain a first-mover advantage in your industry, transforming data overload into a powerful strategy. If you're ready to see the most powerful technology we've ever had with ChatGPT and how it can help you master your market to stay ahead of the curve, let's give it a go. In this demonstration, we'll extract insights from 5 diverse sources, such as interviews, research reports, and newsletters, to illustrate how to convert varied information into an advantage. Using ChatGPT, we'll identify key takeaways and their potential implications for small business owners. Afterward, we'll integrate findings from 8 additional sources of information where the same extraction process was applied to identify common themes across all sources. This demonstration will walk you through a manual approach, helping you understand each step. And future content, or on your own, will explore automating these processes for greater efficiency. First, pop onto YouTube. I found this recent interview with OpenAI founder Sam Altman. Click More. Scroll down, show script transcript. Just copy that transcript. Paste it in ChatGPT. This is one that I use quite often. Please write out key takeaways and potential implications for, you can fill in the blank. And then I paste the transcript. I want to see the output, and then we'll move on to the next one. And I actually did watch that interview, but I do like the summaries as well. I would say so, yeah. Only the fastest growing technology human has ever seen. And the more you interact with ChatGPT, as you've seen the capabilities in this program, this is just scratching the surface of the capabilities. I'm sure you are aware of how powerful it is. Scaling deep learning models. If you want to learn more about that, wow. AI is poised to reduce the cost of cognitive labor dramatically, potentially by a factor of 1 million, which could significantly benefit underserved populations by democratizing access to education. It does make things go a lot quicker. If you know how to use the tool, it will save you a bunch of time on this. You have to start with a solid base of this to produce something valuable with this tool. Hard work will always be beneficial. Regulatory issues. I wouldn't say there's regulatory issues right now. AI is moving so quickly. It's just very difficult for humans and the way we organize and regulate to wrap our heads around the potential of this technology and how to properly regulate it at this very time. There isn't any specific clear regulatory framework for artificial intelligence. So we're working through that right now, which tells you how early we are, again, as a data point, how early we are to this technology. He sees AGI as a tool that enhances collective human and AI intelligence. I agree. Yeah, this is super important. It's Sam Altman said something along the lines of you have to just assume that the models will keep getting better. I started using ChatGPT in the 3 model, not consistently, just experimenting here and there. It was okay. I didn't get serious about it until the release of the 4 model, and I saw a significant advancement between the 3 model and the 4 model. And now we're on the 4.0 model with Canvas, and the O1s are still being released and updated as well. And I can tell you, Future Edge started off as an idea June of 2024. It's currently October 27th. I've seen the significant advancements of the tool. It's absolutely incredible. I've put about 1,000 hours into it, and I can definitely see how this technology, especially as it advances, will catch people off guard. And just on that note, I think it's important to realize who Sam Altman is, other than he's founder of OpenAI, ChatGPT. This guy is a very sharp individual. He's a brilliant businessman. He's an investor. And when he speaks, he's giving you insight into what's happening, where this technology is going, since he's at the forefront of it. And he did say something in an interview that caught me off guard, but it really made me pay attention. And he said, for the companies out there who aren't building on top of ChatGPT or using ChatGPT to build out business models and products and services around ChatGPT as the foundation, and they're just kind of taking the ChatGPT model as a wrapper for their own products separate of ChatGPT. He said that we're just going to steamroll you. And that's a very powerful statement to make. And it made me pay attention. I said, you know what? I feel like there's so many distractions out there in terms of what is AI? What are the tools? There's so many tools coming out every single day. And I'm sure all of those tools are fantastic, some of them better than others. And each of them have a place within your workflow, within your business model. However, don't get distracted with the shiny new tools coming out. If there's a valuable tool that you think would provide additional efficiency for your business, yes, of course, you want to explore and experiment and research that. However, the foundational tool that you should be using every single day for most parts of your business, if not all parts of your business, is ChatGPT. It's the foundation from which you will build out your integrated system. Exactly right. And that's what Future Edge is. Even the teachers need to be trained. OpenAI released some statistics that there's 10 million active users in the world right now. There's 15 million paying clients. 10 out of those 15 million, 10 million of those are active users. 10 million people out of 8 billion people. And here you are, lucky enough to have Future Edge right in front of you, bridging the gap very, very, very early on in the tech S-curve adoption cycle of this technology. Take that and run with it. All these strategies, these techniques, this is just the beginning, but this is high-powered stuff that can really propel you to the next level. Right. Build AI applications assuming rapid tech improvements. Plenty of examples of how to do that in here. Right. Get more done quicker, pay less for it. I agree. That's the whole point to what we're building in Future Edge is that we're building an adaptable system where we can pivot strategies on a dime if we need to. So that's a tertiary benefit of leveraging ChatGPT and Future Edge for your goals. If you're a broker and you have 10 agents that you think could benefit from this program, we can work out something. A deep learning model is a type of AI that mimics how the human brain works to recognize patterns and make decisions. Exactly what we're doing here. All right, moving on to the next one. Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA. We've mentioned him a few times in this course. He is at the forefront of this AI revolution. His company, NVIDIA, one of the most, yeah, look at that. I think it actually just passed Apple as the most valuable company in the world. It's because their chips and their systems are the bedrock of all of the AI applications that these companies are implementing into their systems. So when he speaks, we want to listen, and that's exactly what I like to do. Is I like to again come right back down here, get the transcript. This is an hour and 20 minutes. I have not watched this, but this is going to save me a bunch of time. I want to pull from multiple sources to get an idea of what's happening, what's being said by the most important people in the world regarding this technology, and how I can use that to my benefit and how it informs my strategies, my plans. Elon Musk and his team built the world's fastest supercomputer with 100,000 GPUs in 19 days. Yeah, he's training xAI, which is his artificial intelligence company. Grok is his large language model. So ChatGPT is OpenAI's large language model, and Grok is xAI's large language model. So it's essentially a competitor. These GPUs are being used for Tesla's autonomous robo-taxi network, as well as the full self-driving cars for their vehicles. And most likely, they're Optimus humanoid robots for training purposes and data aggregation and all that good stuff. So there's a lot happening here. Okay. It's funny that they distilled an hour and 21 minutes into a few bullet points. All right, let's add to it. Big ideas 2024. See, this is ARK Invest, Kathy Woods at the helm here. She's an intelligent lady. I like watching some of her interviews on YouTube. You can watch a few of them and understand what she's saying and what the main point is. She likes to invest in disruptive technology. That is essentially what ARK Invest is. They have managed equity funds, different areas, private equity, digital assets. She's big into Bitcoin and other digital assets. For the sake of this demonstration, let's just pull up a white paper. Yeah, let's just take this, what we have here. Big ideas. 16 to 60% by 2030, 19 trillion to 220 trillion. If she's expecting a 10x increase in disruptive innovation, that presents massive amounts of investing opportunities in the publicly traded markets, driven by advancements in AI, robotics, and other transformative technologies. Small business owners should consider aligning their strategies with emerging technologies to tap into this rapid growth. Right. My idea on this is every business is cash flow and a balance sheet. The cash flow is what you're doing every single day, day-to-day operations, the tools that you use. And I would suggest upgrading your tools to the most efficient AI tools for the cash flow side and what we're discussing here, but also the balance sheet side. Maybe look into strategic investments that will help your balance sheet grow over a long period of time. This is not financial advice, but there is a strategy out there that Micro Strategy has been doing since 2020. Essentially, Michael Saylor turned $500 million in cash on his balance sheet. The ticker symbol in the markets is MSTR. And it's quite an interesting story. If you have some time talking to ChatGPT about that, I would start off with, could you please explain to me Michael Saylor's balance sheet strategy that he's been implementing since 2020. Essentially what he did is he took $500 million of cash, realizing that the value of that cash is depreciating at an average of 7% per year. And so his cash on his balance sheet's like a melting ice cube is his thesis. He analyzed all assets, including real estate, bonds, stocks, commodities, and came to the conclusion that Bitcoin is the absolute best inflation hedge. And he's grown that $500 million. He's accumulated 258,000 Bitcoin. And he's literally the only publicly traded CEO that's put this strategy into play. And he turned $8 billion, and that's now worth like $18 billion. So he's going to go down as one of the best investors of all time, implementing an innovative strategy that very few companies have done, Bitcoin treasuries. This is interesting. See right here, MicroStrategy. They have 252,000 Bitcoin, maybe a little more by now. These companies, Tesla owns $844 million worth of Bitcoin. Coinbase, 48 million. Look at that. Incredible, right? Anyway, if we get sidetracked, cash flow, balance sheet. AI and automation as game changers. Oh, and by the way, if any of the disruptive innovation stuff, investments, if that's interesting to you, or you maybe want to, understand a little more about my mindset and experience in that area, just let me know. General purpose robotics. That's coming, folks. This stuff is right here. It's happening. Figure AI is quite incredible. Robotics. The brain of this humanoid robot is likely going to be the OpenAI ChatGPT brain. So that's interesting. These things are coming. $24 trillion. Even Elon Musk said about robotics, he's like, the future of Tesla is going to be this. It's not the cars. It's not the solar panels. It's not the batteries. It's not going to be the robo-taxi network. The future of Tesla is robotics. He believes for every human being, they'll have probably 2 or 3 humanoid robots. So that is incredible. Tesla's a long-term play. Small businesses should explore ways to digitize their offerings or integrate digital payment solutions. Absolutely. Engaging in the digital economy, whether through e-commerce, digital wallets, smart contracts, can open new revenue streams. This is absolutely true. We're not going to get into it here, but seeing that, I would want to learn more about this strategy. Opportunities in precision medicine. There's a lot of stuff happening in this field right now. Right now, we import lithium. So Elon Musk says that it's really expensive to import lithium when we have a ton in the United States. The cost of EV vehicles are likely going to be going down if we can source these materials here rather than import them. That's coming down the pike as well. Lots of disruptive innovation happening. That's right. Participation's key. Love it. Yeah, so Kathy Wood says artificial intelligence and all this, robotics, DNA sequencing, transforming healthcare by enabling personalized medicine. That's happening. There's a bunch of companies out there right now. Very interesting sector. Crypto, Bitcoin, absolutely. Energy storage, of course. New revenue streams, digital escrow management. Good area to research. If you did a poll within your office as a broker, let's say you have 20 reps, I would assume 2 or 3 of them at this current point, October 27th, 2024, probably 2 or 3 out of the 20 have any cryptocurrency or Bitcoin in their digital wallets. Bitcoin's been around for 15 years. As you can tell from earlier slides from the technology S curve for new technologies, Bitcoin is obviously a disruptive innovation. And it's been around for 15 years, and it's still surprising to me today that most people don't really have a clue about what it is or have any idea what it does. So it's still very, very early to that trend as well. And we're trading at $67,000 per coin. If you want to learn more about that as well, let me know. Probably the Solana blockchain. Quicker, more efficient, from what I understand. Cost reduction, speed of transactions, market positioning. Absolutely right. This is a really cool YouTube channel. I watch a few of these videos and I do watch them from time to time. But mostly when I see just an interesting caption, I want to see what this video is. So I know that AI agents are phase 3 of the 5-step plan. First, chatbots, which ChatGPT is a chatbot. Second is reasoners. ChatGPT has implemented reasoners through these 2 models, which the full model is still not released yet, but we're starting to see a taste of the reasoning model. And yes, I've used the reasoning model to develop Future Edge. Parts of it, not all of it, because it's quite complex and robust. I didn't need to use it very much to get very, very powerful outputs. Then I took those outputs and I refined them to fit my brand, my voice, my thoughts, my ideas, the strategies that I want to implement. I made it my own. Anyway, level 3 is agents. So it's chatbots, reasoners, agents. And so anytime I see anything about AI agents, I'm interested and I want to just aggregate that data. So we're going to do the same process here, say the 11 minutes. Chatbots for lead qualification and customer support. These are great to read through, and I get it. I'm just more reading the headlines because there's something I want to ask. If I read the first couple of lines and I already have a question, I'm not reading the rest of it. That's a hack. If I read the first couple of lines and if I say chatbots for lead qual and customer support, this is how you can use AI agents. And my first question is, okay, well, how do I do this? What's the actual step-by-step process? It's cool that you're telling me what it can do, but I want to know actually how I can implement this. And again, agents are very, 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 very new. The actual commercial use of these AI agents is uh, barely coming out within the past week or 2 weeks or month. I'm not even going to read this, but I do like this. Considerations for implementation. Yes, should become familiar with how to give precise instructions to AI tools to optimize outputs. That's exactly right. What we're learning here in Future Edge, and one of the layers within this program, is me showing you how to communicate with ChatGPT to get the outputs that you want step by step. There's the prompting framework, there's the strategic action process as the bedrock for how to use ChatGPT effectively. The reason behind that is once you can do that quickly and efficiently through practice, then you're going to be able to learn how to give precise instructions to your AI agents when that technology is fully released for commercial usage. It's important now to get experience with Future Edge, with all the material that I'm giving here, all the instruction, all the different ideas, put it to use because we're going to integrate with these new technologies as we move forward and we're going to automate and it's going to be a beautiful thing. And yes, there will be a learning curve initially, but hey, look, whoever doesn't go through this learning curve is going to fall behind from those who buckle down, get to work, and push through the discomfort so you can have these agents operating virtually all aspects of your workflow in time. And it'll save you a ton of time, ton of money, ton of energy. Things will be smooth and you'll be able to enjoy more of life or create new products and services that make an impact on humanity. So the opportunities are endless. That said, I don't think that this opportunity is going to be available forever. Like anything in business, this is a trend. It's at the very beginning, and you have to take advantage and move quickly and efficiently as fast as possible, and do as much work as possible, as quickly as possible, because the window is going to close. And when the window closes, you won't have as much opportunity. The idea there is, and especially as AI tools and content is widely distributed, the personal conversations with your clients are going to matter even more. The ways you interact with them, taking them out to dinner or, wining and dining, all of that human level interaction and the soft skills and the communication, the body language, all of that is going to be much, much more valuable. So don't neglect those skills either. They're going to be more valuable as AI is incorporated into our society. And that's what I would want to spend the majority of my time gains on through, automating certain processes is spending more time with clients and on the phone with more clients and getting that real-time feedback. Good. I want to make sure I'm getting the most out of this information. Staggering. By this time, end of 2024 right now, I think we got about 2 years of really putting our stuff together, buckling down, put our heads down, getting to work, putting these systems in place, automating as much as we can, using the best tools possible. We got a couple years and we can capitalize. Adopt early. You're super early. So congratulations. This is interesting. Drive down costs 75% per year, leveling the playing field, making AI adoption a necessity. Very true. It's up 60 something percent right now. No wonder why Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy is winning. You have major investment firms, Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, Vanguard. Vanguard's invested more in the Bitcoin proxies, like the Bitcoin mining stocks, as well as other Bitcoin-focused companies. They're not directly invested in Bitcoin, but BlackRock is one of the largest investment firms in the world, managing roughly $13 trillion or so. They've accumulated roughly $25 billion worth of Bitcoin on behalf of their clients since the beginning of 2024. So January is when the ETFs were approved. It's the fastest growing ETF in the history of ETFs. So disruptive innovation. It's a good section. Real estate professionals should become familiar with how to give precise instructions. Yes, correct. That's what we are right here with ChatGPT. Good. I had 8 other YouTube tabs, websites, and newsletters and whatnot. I just took the names of these videos on YouTube. I did this process offline and I consolidated all of them. So as you can see here, first video, second video, so on and so forth. This is the high level summary of all 8 of those. What I want to do is I want to take, and I'll include this in the lesson plan as well. You can read through this on your own time. But for demonstration purposes, I want to copy that, put it into ChatGPT and say, this knowledge, insight. See, that wasn't very clear or precise or, with a ton of context. It was stream of thought, stream of consciousness, and ChatGPT will make sense of it. So I just pasted that document in here. This is a very interesting prompt. It's an interesting question. I want to see, based on all the information that we've put into it so far that we've gone over, how does it connect themes? How does it relate to Future Edge? How does that impact the real estate agent, the small business owner, and the real estate broker? This is the strategic action process in motion. As you can see, it's a repeatable process and it can be applied to many different scenarios, every profession, every individual. And it's good to be able to aggregate data from various sources and get an output very simple, like a 2 or 3 page executive summary. And you use this to, as a foundation for what to do next. If you're not aware, that's Facebook's model competition to GPT, but it also has different functionalities and goals for that system as well. AI capabilities for small businesses, starting small. That's what we talk about here. Plenty of demonstrations in week 2. This is just phase one. Future Edge is phase one. There's more to come. As I grow, the content will also grow. This will be a journey that we can continually work towards improving, getting better, integrating the latest tools, making impact. Three-step action plan. I always like to wrap up all of these, information gathering, questions, refining, implications, insights, high-level executive summary. I like to bring it in, reel it in, action plan. What can I do now? Then after this action plan, we could get specific on actually fine tuning the plan. And then it's up to you to execute. We're going to end it here, though, with the three-step action plan. I would say integrate ChatGPT and get to work on implementing the strategies and getting the practice with what was taught in Future Edge. A lot of this stuff we've already discussed in this program, but it's good to kind of rein it in. Experiment and adapt. Focus on education, keep agents, clients, and stakeholders informed about the AI benefits and best practices. Plenty of information in Future Edge, plenty of templates, plenty of frameworks to share. Now that you've seen how to pull insights from top sources and shape them into a real strategy using ChatGPT, it's time to put it to work. Start integrating these steps into your daily practice and make an impact. And finally, just keep practicing, keep tapping into Future Edge resources to stay ahead, and keep scaling.